He was one of a kind, and many would say he was the greatest leader of our generation. But even Mandela did not operate alone. If you read his remarkable autobiography, it confirms to you that there were hundreds, probably thousands of people involved in every single step of the anti-apartheid movement. And in fact, on the day of his inauguration, Mandela himself declared that that day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of people whose suffering and courage would never be recounted nor repaid. Now, my point here with these simple examples is not to frighten you into implying that my ego has exploded to the point that I'm comparing myself with either Steve Jobs or Nelson Mandela. I'm not that vain, and I hope I never will be, but the point is that it takes more than a single person to accomplish any great work. And specifically when it comes to a movement for social good, it takes, I would argue that the key to success in any social movement is the capacity to bring people together to achieve common goals. There's a very smart American author who I quite like. Her name is Helen Epstein, and she wrote a book. It's called The Invisible Cure, but the theme of the book is about a very important concept called collective efficacy. And she defines that by saying collective efficacy is present everywhere that there's a spirit of collective action and mutual aid. A spirit that is impossible to measure or quantify, but that's rooted in a sense of compassion and common humanity. Most of you, I think, came here tonight to celebrate my successful nomination, and for that I'm deeply grateful. But I want this to be a celebration of our collective efficacy. I have surely not come this far in the journey toward election on my own strength. It has definitely been a shared effort, and many of you who are in this room are the enablers of that effort. As we move forward from here tonight, you know that it is going to take all of us and many more people to do the work that none of us could do alone. And so the first thing I want you to take home and remember tonight is that we're all in this together. The second thing that I wanted to comment on is where we're heading together. And I want to say a little bit about the destination, because tonight I feel like we have successfully leapt over a fairly large hurdle that was in our path, but we're far from finished the race. Which brings me to my third and final quiz question, which is that if in fact this is a race, where's the finish line? Ottawa, any other answers?
There isn't one.
There isn't one, Clayton says. Anybody else?
20 years from now.
20, okay. So lots of different answers. So in fact, it was a bit of a trick question. But you know, some people did say Ottawa, and some of you might have thought, well, the election, the next federal election. It's tempting for us to think of our finish line as that next federal election or getting to Ottawa. But when we look out from today, that's for sure a huge hurdle on the horizon, and we're heading straight in that direction. I don't know about you, but I see that election as a big hurdle to get over. But I wanted to make sure that we talk about the fact that we don't confuse our destination and why we're in this race together, if I can continue with that metaphor. Our end point here, as you know, is not simply winning an election, but clearly we intend to do that, and we intend to do it big time. The goal, but the goal, of course, is not to achieve a certain position or for me to achieve a certain level of power or status as any kind of end in itself. And I hope that you will agree with me that the reason that we're here tonight is our desire to work together to improve the lives, to help the individuals and families in our community and beyond to achieve a better life. If you followed some of the stories in the news lately about nomination races that are taking place not far from here, you've seen what happens when people get confused about the goal. When the pursuit of power is what drives a political career, people get hurt, money gets wasted, and the only ones who benefit are in the business of selling sensational stories. With all due respect to our journalistic colleagues in the audience, that's not why we're here. For me, a seat in the House of Commons is not a target, it's a tool. It's the tool that you and I will use to make this community better and hopefully make this country better. I've been a family doctor in the Markham-Stouffville community for over 15 years. And in that capacity, I've had personal conversations with literally thousands of individuals. I've laughed with them. Some of you are in the room and you know how we've laughed together. We've cried together. I've worried with them. I've grieved with them. I've learned with them. And I've rejoiced with them. You know, behind the closed doors of a family doctor's office, you get a pretty good sense of what real life is like for people who represent a whole range of the socioeconomic spectrum and every other spectrum in our community. I actually believe there are a few professions that are any better for preparing someone for representing a community. And I've chosen to change careers from a physician to a politician. And it's pretty clear that I didn't do that so that people would respect me more. I didn't make the choice to gain power or prestige or money. I made this choice because I want to use what I've been given to accomplish the most good for the most people in the time that I've got left in this world. I've chosen to run with the Liberal Party of Canada because I'm inspired by the commitment to fairness and generosity that drives Liberal Party policy and practice. And I'm honored to be a candidate under the leadership of Justin Trudeau, one of the smartest and most caring people that I know. And I'm telling you now, he is going to be a great Prime Minister. So much that we want to accomplish together. With your help and with the help of our colleagues across the country, we need to strengthen the healthcare system in this country and reverse the damage that's been done through almost a decade of neglect by a federal government that has shown little interest in healthcare. We need to reboot the economic energy of this country so that everyone will benefit and not just the wealthy minority. We need actual democratic reform by introducing changes that will improve representation of every citizen rather than suppressing participation in democracy. And so the second message that I want you to take home and remember tonight is where we're going, and our goal here is to improve people's lives. And the third message and the final message is that I really need your help. We have a great deal of work to do if we're going to reach that collective goal. And there is, even though the goal is improving the lives of the people, individuals, and families in our community, there is a big hurdle, a looming hurdle in our path, and that is the election of 2015. It's going to take the vision, the ideas, and the determination of every person in this room to leap over that hurdle together. How can you help? The list is very long and it will keep growing, but let me just tell you a few ways. We need your ideas. I need your ideas about community improvement, ideas about public policy, ideas about citizen engagement. Please send them my way. We need your time. There will be plenty of opportunities to volunteer, making phone calls, knocking on doors, organizing outreach events. Again, send me a note and I'll put you on the volunteer list. And yes, you knew it was coming, Clayton, I won't disappoint you. We need your money. In the 21st century, with all of the qualifications and goodwill that we can muster, we won't win the election without financial resources, I'm afraid to say. It takes money to prepare signs and brochures, to build a media campaign, to hire staff, have a campaign office. We can't wait until the election is called. There's no better time to fill a treasure chest than now. And so whether you can give $20 or $100 or $1,000, we will be grateful for any and all contributions. And tonight, please feel free to speak to Jody, who you just met, the president of our riding association, Neil, who's been the manager of my nomination campaign, or Shelley, who I don't see, but she is the fundraising chair in our riding association. We'll be happy to follow up with you. I am easily accessible, you will discover. I won't always answer you immediately, but you can always email me. Simply go on the internet, votejane.ca, you'll see a link to a contact me form, and that gets you directly to me. If there's one thing I've learned from Rob Ford, it's a good thing to be accessible. I won't learn any other lessons from him, so that one I'm going to give it. So that's it, folks. 3 things to take home. 1, we're all in this together. Our success will be a collective effort. Number two, we've got a hurdle in front of us indeed, but let's fix our focus on the real destination, which is the opportunity to improve lives in our community, in our country. And number three, it's time to rally the resources. And so I'm going to hand over the microphone shortly and give us a time to continue to celebrate. I hope that you will meet new people tonight. Please don't go home without having met one person that you didn't know before you came tonight. Please keep dreaming about what we're able to do together and stay and visit as long as you can. In a few minutes, I also want to invite Ellen back to sing, but I want to say my final message is thank you. Thank you very much. I am humbled and honored that you have given me this privilege of being your federal Liberal candidate. And I hope someday soon I will have the honor of representing you as a member of Parliament. And tonight I commit myself to these things. I will listen to you, and I will make every effort to understand your perspective so that I can be a genuine representative. Secondly, I promise to dialogue with you. I will also dialogue with my federal Liberal colleagues, and I will dialogue with experts from all sectors so that I can understand the best solutions for all of the challenges that face us as a community and as a country. And third, I promise to go beyond listening and talking, and I promise to work with dogged determination to get things done for you, for the betterment of our community and our country. Thank you very much.